Now this game's heating up.
Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. So the patch 1.11 notes just dropped, and I'm going to take a look at what the changes are going into the next patch. Before I get into the run through, if you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button to stay up to date with my content. I make deck profiles, beginner friendly videos, gameplay highlights, and other lore related stuff. My current goal is just 1,000 subs, and I'm less than 10 away, so it would be awesome if you joined. I also stream on Twitch often, so check me out over there if you want live gameplay of someone who's hit Master Tier during all 4 ranked seasons and peaking top 30 players in NA this season. With that, let's get into the patch notes. So this is the first time I'm actually seeing these changes. This will be my first impression and my best analysis of how it's going to affect the meta. So we start. The Call of the Mountain season continues with the latest balance updates, in-game leaderboards. Oh, that's so sick, let's go. And our first single player lab, Journey to the Peak. So this is going to be like story-driven content, I guess. Single player lab sounds interesting. And it looks like the only champion that's getting hit is Aurelian Soul. Round end, your allies have 20 total power. Now, your allies have 25 total power in order to actually level up. We love all the different decks and directions players have experimented with using a soul. Yeah, there's like 3 different champions that work with them and 3 different like archetypes, which is super sick, I agree. We definitely want him to be game ending, but we don't want to give players slightly more room to interact with Aurelian Soul, particularly since his spell shield prevents most traditional forms of interaction. But yeah, we do want to give players slightly more room. Interesting. So this is the exact change that chat has been talking about. It's the change that I would have pushed. Just making him level up with another unit on the board that's 5 power or higher, you know, just bumping up this really helps, because Aurelian Soul himself counting for 10 attack towards his own level up is kind of insane. You only needed 10 total power other than him. Now you need 15, which is literally like another unit, maybe even 2. So this is going to slow down Soul's win condition, because you can't just play him on 10 with like a couple things and expect an immediate level up and then power turn 10 win. So yeah, okay, that's actually a really good change. Just slowing him down is the right direction. He's still overall the same powerhouse of a card. He's still the same good game ender. He still works in the same decks. This is a healthy hit and one that you like to see. Followers and spells. Start with Radiant Guardian. Power from 5 to 4. This is a really strong card. She was underutilized for the longest time, but finally found a spot in decks because of burn and aggro. She just absolutely one card shuts them down. As soon as you resolve Radiant Guardian, the burn player just loses. So pretty sick. Triggered Radiant Guardian can shut down games and be too deterministic in the outcome of certain matchups. Yeah. And we want there to be more wiggle room for opponents to beat the card beyond just playing around its condition. We're preserving Radiant Guardian's staying power while reducing her attack and lifesteal potential, which will allow opposing units and champions like Darius and Hecarim to make more profitable attacks when she's on the board. Being able to kill each of them pre-level up just by having 5 attack as a turn 5 unit along with yeah, she just kind of like gate kept Darius and Hecarim specifically. Other units as well though, like Garen, just not allowed to attack unless he's buffed. So this is definitely a good hit. Oh, Genevieve as well. Genevieve would die to Radiant Guardian if you're playing scouts. Overall, really good hit. This will make less variance matchups in general. Inspiring Mentor. Power from 1 to 2, health to 2 to 1. So they're just swapping his stats around, making him an aggressively statted 1 cost instead of a defensively statted 1. Aggressive Ionian strategies haven't been able to make great use of Inspiring Mentor since we last adjusted it, which was a long time ago, by the way. With this change and the 1-2 picks below, ooh, spoilers, we're looking to give Ionian aggro decks a bit more early power. Yes, this is very good. This can trade up into like Targon 3/6s that become 3/2s the following turn. This can also trade up into other 1 costs like Crackshot Corsair. It's pretty sick. This is a good change. I think Inspiring Mentor definitely deserves to be an aggressively statted 1 drop rather than a 1/2 that really doesn't do much. Picks. Health from 1 to 2. So he's just going to be a 1 mana 0/2. That's awesome. Doesn't die to drain effects like Vile Feast or Unspeakable Horror, and you can actually resolve this in Lulu decks. I had just recently cut picks in favor of other cards, so this is good reason to maybe try him, put him back in. We want picks to be more resilient and create more opportunities for support decks to do their thing. Yes, Pix is probably the best target for Lulu buffs because it's just the most stats gained in terms of potential. So I really like this. Pix is super sick. Jack the Winner. 5 mana 5/6 to 5 mana 5/5. This makes a lot of sense. I don't know why he was a 5 mana 5/6. Being able to beat GP and Garen when they are champions of the same cost, it didn't actually make any sense. Jack the Winner was such a good defensive turn 5 into champions played on 5 on attack turn. Jack the Winner health made him too effective at slowing down games and taking full advantage of the inevitability created through Sleep with the Fishes, while also making him generally difficult to remove. Yeah, along with being a really good, you know, Sleep with the Fishes target, which is kind of his whole design. Changing his HP from 6 to 5 doesn't really change that too much, because if you want to use 3 Sleep the Fishes on him, you still can. There's no difference between 5 and 6 HP. It's just going to be a little bit more risky, and he's going to be easier to remove when you get him down to his lower HP thresholds. Petty Officer. Oh man, they're reverting the buff. No, he's a 3/1 again. RIP. This is a revert to a change we made several months ago. Since Petty Officer is currently offering just too much raw stat power given its versatility, it was a bit too powerful in both controlling and aggressive Bilgewater strategies, so we're reining in some of the baseline value it offers while preserving its overall flexibility. Yeah, you keep his flexibility, now he dies to everything. Now he dies to every drain. Now he dies to any one cost. Aww. Poor guy. He's no longer the best 3-drop. I have to actually take a look at the units again. Bastion. Give an ally spell shield this round. Grant an ally 1/1 and spell shield. What? What? It's literally just the same thing, but now you're giving him 1/1 and they're both permanent? Yo, this is like one of the biggest buffs in Legends of Runeterra history. The sizable buff is intended to both position Bastion as a core card within Targon and provide a boost to Targon buff decks. The new design should also work much better with Taric or other decks that benefit from proactively casting spells. Why is this 3 cost now? This is so much value for its cost. Permanent spell shield. Like, I can imagine doing one of these things, right? Give an ally spell shield and 1/1 this round. But no, it's grant an ally 1/1 permanently and spell shield permanently. It's just 2 buffs. This card is just over the top broken now then. If it was a little bit underpowered, like let's say the power curve of average is 5, let's say it was a 3 or a 4. Now it's going to be a 7 or an 8 on the same scale. This card is absolutely bonkers. For no reason. It's going to be so frustrating to play against too. It is going to be a staple in Targon. It's going to take me like 8 times to get absolutely destroyed by that card before I realize I need to play around it. Cosmic Inspiration. Hitting a Celestial card. Interesting. If you behold a Celestial card, grant everywhere 2/2 refill. Now, if you behold a Celestial card, grant allies everywhere 2/2 and do not refill your spell mana, so you're just not casting this for 4, essentially. Okay. The mana refund Cosmic Inspiration circumvented many of the costs associated with invoking and could feel too polarizing in certain slower matchups. Yeah, you pretty much want a control versus control if you resolve this first. You just outvalue, so that makes sense. Just making it cost its full 7. I mean, that seems fair to me. Grandfather Ramul. 8 mana, 8/4. Grant an ally +0/+4 to now grant 2 allies +0/+4. So you probably just target them separately. That's really cool. Grandfather Ramul hasn't been matching up well other expensive followers, so we're doubling down on his playability. I don't think he's good. 8 mana, 8/4 Overwhelm and Targon with Spell Shield. Like, you know, that sounds good on paper until you realize it's an 8 mana card. Granting 2 allies 0/4 is really sick though, but he's going to be really good in Expeditions now. Might actually be a pickup. He might see some casual, maybe a tiny bit of competitive play, but I don't expect to see him just because of his cost and stat line, even though he seems like he is good. He's a good buff target too. 8/4 with Overwhelm, Spell Shield, Self-Protection. Seems good. Also just started raining, so if you hear that, that's what that is. Hush. Silence a unit this round, creative fling hush. Now, silence a unit this round, creative fling hush in hand that costs 1 more. Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's such a good nerf. That's such a good nerf. That's such a healthy nerf. The card is still strong. You can still play 2 of them for 7. Any more than that, and you're probably trolling your turn. Oh, that feels so good, actually. Hush is a card, and the live design team, they spent an actual paragraph on this because Hush has been a card received by a lot of hate. So I think it's a card that belongs in the game. It just feels really bad to play against. I also don't like that you can hush your own units. I think you should only be able to hush enemies. Hushing your own units to prevent stuns and prevent stuff like that is just really, really unfun, even though it feels cool to do. It feels really uninteractive, but I don't really care about these changes. I was never in the hush debate. Whether it's good or not, you know, whether this I just don't really care about this. Mountain Goat. Going up to 2 mana 3/2. So this is a aggressively statted 2-drop with good stats. Now you get the gem for free. This is going to be awesome. He no longer dies to drains. Huge. New cosmetics. We got a little buggo. I don't know what kind of bug it is, but it is very pretty. Very pretty card back. We got this. Oh, these are the early game Celestials. We got the Serpent. We got the 1 mana 4/1 with Overwhelm. I forgot his name. And we got the Trickster, the Elusive. Haha, that's cool. Minion bundle. You get the Minion Guardian, blue minion, you jelly. It's pretty dope. We got blue minion now. Type. Journey to the Peak. So the single player labs. Choose either Leon and Diana. Select a unique passive power to aid in your journey. Oh, this is so cool. I'm going to love playing this, actually. I love single player content in online card games. I think it's really fun. The storytelling's there. There's like cool interactions and stuff. I think this bodes well for Legends of Runeterra in the future if we can maximize this and make it as fun as possible. Absolutely love it. In-game leaderboards. The Masters leaderboard shows who's on top of the rank ladder on your shard and who's on the rise. The friend leaderboard shows how you stack with your friends on your ranked climb. This is amazing. I love this. This is going to actually motivate me to climb in Masters, because the only way you ever see your rank right now is on Mobalytics, and it's like, I don't know. Having it official in the client is going to be really cool. Love it. This game is just getting better and better by the patch. More features. You know, once we get spectator mode and we have like replays and stuff, I don't know, there's just so much this game can do, and it's delivering at such an incredible pace. Makes me so happy. Expedition archetypes, Pog, language support, Thai, shout out to Thailand. Miscellaneous, we made match history available through the Riot Games API, so you may start seeing match history related features on the community sites. This is what I was talking about. Let's go. Match history and replays and spectator mode. Let's get it. And bug fixes. Very cool. Overall, really awesome patch. A lot more stuff than last time, so we're actually hitting, you know, what's powerful. I think Burn got an overall buff, especially Pirate Burn. I guess Jack and Petty Officer were the hits to it, but Radiant Guardian getting hit is more of a buff than these are nerfs, in my opinion. I guess Petty Officer is really gonna suck now, though. Oh well. There's always room to improve burn decks. You can take out Petty Officer and put in Cracked Out Corsair or something, and it'll work. Burn decks will always work. So, alright, it looks like that's it. So yeah, please like and subscribe if you thought this video was informative or entertaining. It really helps me out since I'm still trying to grow. I'll be releasing more deck profiles, guides, and gameplay highlights in the near future. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters.